I am going to put in the lines y equals 0 and as one of my mirror lines, and I'm also going to put in x equals 0 as one of my mirror lines. And I'm going to right click on this pattern. I'm going to go to reflect about a line, and first I'm going to reflect it there, and I'm just going to remove the labels for the corners while I'm going. I'm then going to reflect that whole thing again just as I did last time, but then I'm going to rotate it, the whole thing, about a point, and then I will see what that looks like and go from there. So I'm going to highlight this whole object now. I'm going to reflect that about the y-axis, or the x-axis actually, and I'm going to again get rid of all the reflected points. But when I've done this, I'm now going to take that whole shape and I'm going to rotate it around the origin to start with, so that I will have both reflection and rotation in this. And I can even start to look at lines of symmetry, how many lines of mirror lines and how many rotational degrees of symmetry I've got, which is one of the final pieces you're going to have to do in your assessment project. So now I'm going to have to put, as you should know now from the work you've done on rotation, you have to put in a point about which you're going to rotate. So I'm going to put a point at the center here, and now I'm going to highlight the whole object, and I'm going to go up to my transformation tool and I'm going to rotate about that point. So I'm going to select this point and I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees in a clockwise direction just to see what happens. I can undo that if I want. And so that's what happens. I'm actually quite happy with the way that that looks, in fact. I again will remove these. And then the question would be, what would I want to do with that once I've... so how would I want to change that to make it into a really nice design? So from a design feature, where would I go with this once I've got it all set up? So I'm just going to eliminate all of those. So I'm reasonably happy. You could play around with the angles of rotation. That you could rank 25 degrees or 20 degrees and do successive rotations. And whatever you would like to do there. I'm actually going to put in another mirror line and reflect the object about that mirror line, the whole object, just to see what that might look like. It might get a bit messy, but we can see what that would look like. Oh. So there's a few stragglers left to just get rid of. It looks like D and E, so I'm going back up there. Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of these. So there's what it looks like. I'm reasonably happy with that for the time being. I like the little star effect that's happening in the middle. I probably could put a design right there and go from there. But I'm going to put in the line, I'm going to put in a line that goes through there. So I'm just going to use the line tool this time, and I'm going to go and click on those 2 points there. And that's going to be a new symmetry line. I'm going to do it here, parallel to that. And I'm going to do it here. And here. So I've got 4 new axis of more mirror lines, and I'm now going to reflect the whole object through those 4 mirror lines. So first of all, I'm going to go over to my arrow tool, highlight the whole object, and then I'm going to go and choose reflect through a line. And I'm going to choose this one first. And you just have to be patient. I'm then going to reflect so I'm going to undo that. Oh well, I'm going to highlight this piece right here now, actually from here down through there, and I'm going to reflect it through this line, and then I'm going to just keep repeating that. So again, reflect this whole piece here, through this line, that didn't turn out very well, so I'm going to undo that. Right, I'm just going to leave that as it is. I might actually just zoom out a little bit here. There. So I'm going to now just pull that down. I'm going to get rid of all those dots. I might actually end up rotating that whole thing through there, which I think I can do. So here we go. Get rid of these points. I'm going to remove the mirror lines that I've put in as well. And this should give you an idea of the things that you can do. You can start with a simpler design. Actually, there's all sorts of things you could do by making stars. So this is quite a complex structure. And now while you're doing these things, you should be looking at what happens to axes of symmetry, all of those types of things, points of rotation. The point being here that I have now got an object that's got both reflections and rotations. I have noted those in my documents. So, and I would suggest that you do something a little bit more simple than this. But I'm going to finish this up by rotating that whole object, and then I might even design some sort of star pattern in the middle, which shouldn't be too difficult to do. It might have been easier here to just do an L-shaped TukuTuku pattern, just reflect it and rotate it. But we'll see. This is definitely the tedious part, just getting rid of your labels. Right, now I'm going to highlight just this piece here, which I'm going to first of all remove my mirror lines also from the picture now. So, I'm just going to remove these so that they don't go into the picture. I'm going to put a point of rotation in the middle, and I'm going to now highlight this piece, and I'm going to now select rotate about a point. And I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees clockwise, actually counterclockwise. See what happens. So I'm going to undo that, because that just, so I should have only gone 90 degrees. So, right, so I'll do it again. I'll select this. I'm going to rotate it, but this time just 90 degrees. And I'm going to do the same, except I'll go 90 degrees clockwise. So I'll do the same thing. And this is where I'm basically going to stop now. I've got a few top, because I've got to get rid of all these, that's going to take forever. And I'm quite happy with this basic design, in fact. And once I tidy it up, I can actually post a, so I can just do that and get, so this is what it's going to look like once I've finished. I would also get rid of the grid and the axes as well. So there's basically what my final pattern. I might even just put in some sort of star shapes in the middle to finish it. But that's basically what I'm going to do with this